it's an effort. But we can
that guy
always,
had to leave soon.
we can always switch to that if necessary. But you know, I also, you know, like I was at a party in here one time, which is pretty rare for me, but it was New Year's Eve, and it seems like everybody was doing that, right? And this was kind of a very high-powered group in here that I was invited to, so I felt a little special, and I was like, wow, I finally made it to one of the inner rings, and I was like, I feel like I've just been...
I can definitely be you to an inner ring. Oh, bruh.
And I was like...
I get my connections, then,
yeah, same.
Yeah. So,
I get you some crazy shit.
I'm gonna just say hello to people because we do have a little bit of following.
Hello.
So we're in a world called Monument, and I'm Heyo, and I'm with a group of people that I'm just asking some questions about VR chat culture and like what has changed since COVID and how this world maybe represents making the place a little bit kinder and a little bit more honest or real, and why it might do that. So I've stumbled into you all, so Zika and Ziri and Little, and then hi Renjo.
Oh, hi Renjo.
And
What's up, Renjo?
it sounds like you, Ziga, you were in here from the very beginning, right? You saw it when it was just some bricks on the ground?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just on the ground. It was already a small tower, but I remember staying here for like 3 hours and just putting bricks on it.
And at that time, did you think it was going to be anything like this?
Honestly, yeah. It's kind of expected when it comes to these worlds.
Oh, have you seen other worlds like this?
I know there's one. It's not like building. There is one world. You know that world with the button that resets the timer.
Is it the 24-hour?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've kind of figured something out about that world.
Yeah.
Because it's completely dead now, right?
Jumping off.
So it's completely dead, but it still keeps resetting like around 22.
Actually, that place is actually completely global. So whoever pushes the button, doesn't matter who it is in the world, the entire
but there
thing
are no
will just
instances.
reset.
I see.
Yeah, there
Not even
are.
private. There are no instances.
There are
So-
private ones.
So this world is a little different,
Very
right?
private, like,
Is this
ones
a
you can't even see.
picture? It'd be cool if you
Nope.
had a photo of the picture being on the ground.
I saw what it was. That
Probably shouldn't be on a stream.
The fact you're streaming that? No.
Yeah,
no,
okay, good.
that should not be
Yeah.
on there.
Okay. Yeah, so
Don't read that. Okay.
how do you know that this world
Yeah, maybe don't read this.
how do you know that this world made it a little bit of a kinder space? Is that the word you would use? You said you made it a little better.
Well, I guess because it actually got people together to do something. Which is kind of rare at this point.
Yeah. Do you ever think about like what are other spaces that could give people that sense of doing something constructive?
Crazy shit.
Around here, I
Oh,
would probably
fuck are
say
you?
either like game worlds and things like that. I think sometimes there is good instances and bad instances.
Yeah.
It depends really.
In just other worlds, right?
Yeah, this one I.
So, yeah.
Calm down, bro.
I got 9.
Okay.
I have my earmuff mode on just because there's a lot of other noise going on. But
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when it comes to this world, I don't think there's bad instances of it. Because it's just people building the tower. But when it comes to like game worlds, it depends. Sometimes there's, the typical public game worlds that
my
people
God.
just play the game. And then there's There's others where you just go around and there's like sometimes there's an avatar that's naked or just people
Yeah,
shouting out N-words.
No, 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 no,
No, no, no, no,
no, no.
So, Ziri, you were saying something about when they changed the status in here so that red made it different. Can you say that again, what you were saying?
Oh my god! Oh.
What?
Okay, something happened over there that made me lag.
Oh, there's a giant something going on up there.
Oh, that's Fluffy. He's using the big model.
Doing the big model. Oh no. Do you need to
Rico
look away
fucking
from the
avatar. Holy
tower?
crap.
And maybe you can talk this direction so that you don't have to be laggy.
I'm quickly hiding some of the avatars because, oh my god.
Yeah, that's not good.
Especially coming from the Naruto avatars, or whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, too much.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, you were saying, so there's something about status being changed, and you feel like that changed the culture in here too, yeah?
Yeah. For most part, at least. So, before...
Uh-oh.
Bro,
Why
die.
is there a Taco Bell?
Oh.
Why is there a Taco Bell?
Oh, God. Well, south of the border, I guess even the Tower of Babel has a Taco Bell at the base.
It's Ranger.
Of course it is.
That's
Why wouldn't
hilarious.
it be?
That's so VR chat.
Why is it just the entire fucking building too?
That feels like
Anyway,
just, it's another minute in VR chat and a Taco Bell has appeared. Okay, so you were saying red status before meant people could still send you a request to join on you. They could see what world you were in.
Well, if you were in a private instance like Invite Plus or Invite Only, you would see that the person is in a private instance.
Yeah.
But before they updated it, like around mid 2020, they changed it so that well, now even if you were in a public or in a Friends Plus, you would still see it as a private instance.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
before that wasn't the case. Before you saw someone in a public lobby being on red, and you see where they are.
Yeah.
You see the instance being public, and you can join.
Yeah. So what that does is it makes people really isolated, even maybe accidentally, where they don't realize that nobody can get a hold of them, even if they wanted to join.
At least that's how I feel about it. Because when I have obviously friends on my friends list that are on Orange all the time, and I'm like, from experience where I request on them, but I get no response, and I'm like, there's no point in trying to join because
and therefore
they won't let me in anyway.
Over time, it's going to make us stop reaching for each other because there's a way to kind of forget the other person's there, forget that connection might want to still be connected, and no way to chat to them. And if you're on red, you can't even send a message that says, hey, I miss you, or like, what's up? So yeah, that's a really good point.
I mean, it's kind of the same way with, like, when you're in big group instances where it's like there's a big group of people there that most are friends with each other, but sometimes a lot of people are getting ignored while being in the instance itself.
Yeah. Were you the one that came up and said hello to me? Mm-hmm. Was that you or somebody else here? Like somebody did.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I've seen that a lot, right? Is that people will just kind of be in their bubble with each other and then they don't greet each other, and that can feel very isolating, right?
Yeah.
So my question for all of you, if you're still willing to come talk to me a little bit,
What the fuck? Oh, not bad. Oh, no.
My question would be, how do we help world builders build more worlds like this that maybe make VR chat a bit kinder, more bridging space?
That's a really good question.
I think it was Little. Little, were you the one
Well,
that
things like this.
came and said hello to me?
What's up? Yeah.
Yeah, so
I just saw you watching us. So
Yeah.
I just came to say hi.
yeah, which a lot of people.
So the Taco Bell
Banjo,
just
I'm turning your shit up now.
Taco Bell has found us.
yeah.
We did not find Taco Bell. Yeah.
Yeah, well, cause it's just a thing of like, you gotta figure out if like certain people are gonna troll or sit there and like listen to you,
Got it.
or like you gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
Which
So you were checking me out to see if I was maybe even a threat, right? Like you're
Yeah,
really
kinda.
still and
So I
you're
can block
watching
you.
us. Yeah. Oh yeah, right. You might block me. Yeah. But yeah,
I have a bad pass, so I gotta make sure.
yeah,
Yeah, kind of same.
yeah. So
no,
then,
no, there ain't no level of mine. There ain't no same level of mine.
Yeah, okay, true.
so I guess my question though is like, this feels kind of like an anomaly, right? That this world exists, and
Yes,
your
it definitely is.
Ziga has
this is
observed
definitely
like there are people that are trying to do something constructive together instead of destructive.
Yeah, of
you know,
course.
when they're given a chance.
Yeah.
Right. So how do we?
Yeah.
What other kinds of constructive worlds could be made in here where we're not just impacting each other, but we're actually making the world quite different by working together? How do we do that? How do we build these kinds of bridging spaces?
First, fire Tupper.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Why you just really tougher?
Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay.
No, or some shit.
He wants his
Not
name, Joe.
Who just what the fuck just happened there?
We're getting trolled.
All right.
Was it you?
I have been begging admins to fire
Floofy,
Tupper.
no.
Legit. I actually went up to a few admins and said, fire Tupper, please. I really went up to a few.
So any
won't
other
do it.
answers before I'm gonna have to go to a meeting in a few minutes? But I'm really appreciating lived experiences here.
Yeah, a constructive thing is just like make where like more moderation. Honestly, there hasn't been barely any moderation for years.
So-
Hmm.
With that recent stream that Fiatcha did, they basically are making the rules stricter. Not that it's gonna help much because
like what's gonna stop if there's no moderation?
Wait. You're a
on
staff
here?
member?
No,
No, I'm a social
no, there's a
scientist.
Okay,
streamer.
God.
Yeah.
There's a streamer. There's streamers
Yeah.
all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, like honestly, it's just more moderation. Where they all they say is like, oh, we're gonna make moderation stricter and stricter, but nothing's ever happened. You know, you still have the bad shit that I won't say that are on this even like other platforms. There's a social platform like this.
What makes you all
shit like that.
trust being in a public instance still? Like that you're still willing
I
to
don't.
come here?
I have no one. The only one that I have online, like open right now, is you. Like no one else has their avatar except the friends I have.
Welcome to
Okay.
a public instance where you'll get crashed every few seconds.
Yeah. If they figure out you're streaming, they'll come over here screaming racial slurs, then try to crash you with like gore, porn,
It's all-
child porn, child
it's bad.
Yeah.
pizza.
And
Yeah.
it can be very
Also-
bad.
yeah.
Also,
I
that's
usually
how we
don't
get
go
into
to
some
public
W
because-
avatars because little kids don't know how to turn their
So,
voting off.
so as I'm watching your stream, you have it in a background pose, so you'd be safe. But if like certain people would bring up their map and then press like worlds, it'll show that number there, that hashtag. they can look through the world, like IDs, and find that world and come to you, and then like fuck with you, no matter what.
Yeah. And this is a little bit of an experiment. I've never streamed to Bridgemakers in a public instance before, but I think meeting your group and realizing like it's a special kind of people that can tolerate a public instance and still connect and still not regret coming here. And it sounds like for you, Ziga, you think the quality of this world is above most other worlds. Like you're less worried about definitely. It being as toxic. Okay. And so that my theory there, just kind of off the cuff, is because there's a sense of being not just able to influence each other, but be able to change the space itself, and have a clear direction. That helps.
Also the problem that you can so easily make another account after being banned.
Yeah.
You know, that like hardware banning and IP banning is pretty much like nullified. Cause all you gotta do is put on a VPN and you're good. You're back on here. Yeah. Like someone like me who has 4 or 5 other accounts, if this account would like say hypothetically get banned, I have another account. I can just go onto another computer, switch the I can just there you go.
I gotcha.
And if I need to, I can just switch my GPU to another GPU or anything else, and then boom, I'll get back on here. Like there's no protection to that. For like like CS:GO, cheating in CS:GO or something.
Yeah. What do you wish that what do you wish people did more of? Like if they ever saw this stream and thought, well, I don't want to be part of VR chat becoming worse. What do you wish they did more of in public spaces?
I was going to say something that's not
kill us,
stream
not
friendly,
run around
but
butt naked, not saying the N-word every 5 seconds.
Follow the TOS. The thing is, VRChat is a 13+ platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are the things to like not do, right? Which is
don't
walk in the bathroom and watch 2 people have
I'm actually going to block fucking Flippy's avatar in a second, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
But my question is like, there's a lot of stuff that we encounter even in this world. A wall will be there when we come up, right? That will tell us the rules, right? But how many spaces in here do you ever see that actually tell you what the culture could be like? What we could, how we could treat each other?
Well, there used to be worlds like the sign language worlds, Trans Academy,
Mute Chat,
like shit like that. Yeah, Mute Chat. Like it used to be like to help other people and learn how to like, talk to people. Like even if there's someone who's deaf, you can learn how to, do sign language in VR. And like before the chat system became a thing, there was no chat. There's no chat box, so you had to use
like how do you
your
even
voice.
like? I mean, with the animations, of course, but
it's hard.
Yeah, but they still found ways to kind of like engage with each other. Like, I've heard some amazing stories about people who met each other through sign language, but didn't actually know the same language when they came in mute because they were so anxious. But they got to meet each other and learn sign language, and then eventually teach each other their other language and finally be able to talk together. Like there's some really cool stuff. I've talked to those people, right? So, but what do we actually want to see more of as behavior instead of less, right? Because looking at the less, saying we shouldn't do that kind of makes us all feel like, well, what about this? I want to do this other thing. And there's always a way to kind of troll and break the rules. But what do we want to have happen here? Hi.
I feel like the community vibe from before the pandemic, bring that back from like 2017 until early 2020 wasn't exactly gone the moment 2020 started, but
And you think that community vibe is partly the user interface and how things were oriented, like the red status, but do you think it was also the people in here and a specific behavior they were doing that made it a better place?
Yeah, there were a few people that kept like the whole loot stuff in check. Basically, told people to not be lewd, told people to not swear a lot, and this and that.
Okay.
Those people like left.
Yeah.
Around mid 2020, and ever since that changed, it became a whole lot worse because nobody was stopping people from being weird, basically.
Yeah. So there was some maybe community moderation happening. There was tending to the spaces. Yeah.
Yeah, people actually held other people accountable, which doesn't really happen anymore.
But it's also striking to me that, you know, maybe this is just food for thought for me too, right? Is that we feel the irritation, we feel the grumpiness with how people behave just to kind of rile us up. But how often do we go up to somebody who's behaving well and say, thank you for making this a better world, right? How often do we recognize more of the behaviors we want and find a way to give each other kudos? Like, what if the user interface let us give each other kudos points and start to kind of just at least reward things that made us feel more safe or made us feel more belonging?
Yeah, I mean, there's also, like, from what I know, there's been groups where basically, how do I say this friendly for YouTube? Basically, there's quite some child predators on this platform as well. And there are groups that enable very, like, questionable behavior. But each time a situation with a child predator happens, they don't really change their behavior at all. And every few months, that situation happens, and it's like they don't learn from it. They don't learn that maybe they should change their environment and change their behavior so that it doesn't become a feeding ground for child predators.
Gotcha. Yeah. There's ways that it's more than just trolling. It feels like a scary place of like developing really bad habits that bring bad things out of people. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's narrow it down from what other people should do, and let's just close this time because I, again, have to go to a meeting in a few minutes. To what's one behavior you've seen recently that you thought, oh, I'm glad I came to this world because I think that made, you know, I feel my heart. I feel the fuzzies. I feel that sense of I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm in VR chat. I'm glad I'm in VR. What's a behavior you saw that made you feel that way?
You know, funny enough, I went to a Great Pug a few weeks ago with a few friends, and there was this one guy who was just in a Michael Jackson avatar, and it was like the best fucking voice I've ever heard. And he just kept saying jokes and just going up to people and actually making people happy by laughing. It was a great time, yeah.
That's really interesting. There was a group in here for a long time that was made of scientists. I think they just closed, sadly, but they were here for years, and they were led by an astronomer who actually built an avatar, went into the Black Cat, and had this sign on his avatar that just said, "Ask me a question about astronomy." And people would come and troll him and make bad jokes and whatever, but eventually he kept giving them sincere answers. And they're like, wait, you actually know these answers. And so they would start to ask more questions, and they started to connect him up to other scientists they've heard of, and then eventually they started to build this social group. But I thought that was such a cool origin story of a way to grow a community group, because he said, or they said they were doing that during COVID just because they were so desperate to talk to people about what they loved, which was the stars, and they figured out how to make an avatar, and they did that. So I think those moments where we do what we're good at,
cool.
in a public space, right? We find a thing we can add and try to give it to one person. That's a really good answer, right? Just one thing. What can I add here to just try to make somebody's day feel like less dark, a little less dark?
Yeah. I mean, I've been wanting to get back into going around publics, and today was actually a very good way of doing it. I joined my friend Jacob in a public, and well, the rest of you followed.
Yeah.
But
okay, so that's something, right?
And yeah.
And
this is honestly the kind of vibe that I've been trying to find.
Right, exactly. And I think just, 3 of us near the entrance, right? We've had a lot of people running by us and making lots of ruckus and whatever, but the reality is 3 people in a circle. Yeah. 3 people in a circle that have, like, I was willing to talk and ask you all some questions because the tone of your voices, your body language, and Ziga, you were kind of chilled, laid back, and it made me think you're probably in full body, so maybe you're more of a trusted user. And I checked out your profile, and it was like, yeah, you are a trusted user, right? So I was looking to see, have you been around the block and you have invested in your identity enough, and you're still in a public instance. Now you're pulling me in because I want to know why somebody who has built that long of a story, a journey here, hey Jacob, would still stick around and be present and talk to people in these places. I think that's a somewhat rare thing. So, yeah. Do you have one behavior? Jacob, I'm about to finish my stream, but I was just looking for one behavior that adds to like a healthy, good VR chat. What's the last time you saw a behavior that made you think, oh, that makes me happy to be here. I'm glad we're here. This makes our community better.
To be honest, I don't know. Never.
Yeah. Well, right. So that's an honest answer, and thank you. And if we're not asking that question, right, and we're not looking for those behaviors, how would we ever know that the culture could change? Because we're not looking for it, and we wouldn't even see it if it came up to us, right? So that's kind of the puzzle for me is, are we asking questions that could lead to that better place, including, do we need to build more worlds like this? I'm
gonna break someone's neck, I swear.
What's happening?
I swear to God.
I have
They keep throwing flashbangs. They keep throwing flashbangs.
I have their model off now.
I don't
whining
see
my
them.
eyes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll leave those questions maybe as little party favors for being willing to chat with me. I appreciate it. Hey there, Chocolate. Any final thoughts? So I'm with Bridgemakers, and we are looking at how to build healthier culture in social VR. And yeah, it's kind of just all a social experiment of sorts. How do we support community leaders?
It's also kind of interesting.
Builders.
Because, like, I've been here since 2017, and up till, obviously, 2020, it was very nice. And I could have left, like, years ago.
Yeah.
But at this point, I feel like there is some hope still for something good to change to something better in Vietjet again.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, like, it's kind of
hope? Yeah.
on a slippery slope right now.
And it still matters, right? To be able to see you all here.
I'm gonna break her ankles,
right? Because you're holding space. You're being somewhat decent, but also playful. I know there's a big edge in here that I never seem to be able to match, but you're being at least somewhat genuine with each other, and that does pull people in if they want to kind of stop playing for a moment and see if they can have a real conversation. People hanging out who are available for that really does matter. And
most people don't really get to that point, but
it's hard to have an actual conversation these days.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I actually do have one more question for you. I had the honor to meet the world creator the other day for this world, and I'm curious if you have any messages for the world creator, considering you're feeling like this world is better than others. Like it's been a good world.
I just keep making them. Like it's honestly a good way to go, I guess.
Yeah.
Can say that way.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that it brings community back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be like building. I mean, building something does, bring people together, but
like maybe like, for example, like, I don't know, building a town instead of tower, building a town, and then everybody's close together so they can talk to each other.
That's interesting.
I guess.
Yeah. Another person was saying something about a forest, which I thought was a cool idea, that you're all planting seeds and kind of coming back and seeing.
Oh.
I mean, like a type of survival game where you can build. That would be kind of
that'd be really
fun.
fun.
Yeah, but also make sure that it's closer together.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you don't spread out too far.
Right.
Because otherwise...
Which, when I climbed this with my friend, the second time he rode on my back, and it made me think about how people probably pile up on top of each other to go up there. And then you have...
I can see it in front of me.
Yeah.
Fucking pile of people.
Right? Like I was remembering all the, like, there's cow avatars that you can pile on top of each. And I was like, that must be hilarious to grow this group memory and just have this totally bizarre smorgasbord of people attached to each other, all having bricks going up there, and we're going to build one floor together. There's some cool ways that such a simple space can be used to do something interesting, and it's a natural funnel, right? It squeezes people in a very narrow space for a whole like 2 to 3 minutes of focused activity, and then now you're on the stage. So when I come back in here, if I do it again, I will probably stream on my way up and then go up to the top and talk to people up there, like what it's like to be up at the top and greet people, and how do you get along up there? It's probably a whole other thing. How do you exit?
Oh,
how do you
for
say
sure.
goodbye?
Mhm.
So, okay, well, I will pass on the good tidings if I see that creator again, but this was lovely. I'm really glad I came here today, and if you're interested in bridge makers, you're welcome to look us up. Yeah, or you're welcome to add group.
I have
for sure.
the stream open.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You found us already. That's cool. You're very savvy. I like it. All right. Well,
my Twitch is not liking me right now.
oh, really?
It's YouTube.
If you're up to it,
But
let's...
I see it on Twitch.
Oh, it's also
Oh.
on Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's grab a quick photo. I love... Whenever I did my troll interviews back in the day, I always loved to grab a interview photo with people. I'll get the tower.
Wait a second.
Maybe I'll squeeze in between the two of you here. There you go.
I need to be my actual model because this model is not mine.
Oh, okay. No worries. Yay. Aw, that's so cute. Okay. All right. Yay, bridge makers. Or bridge holders, because you're holding the bridge. That's so good. Okay, I got a photo. I'll probably post that in our Discord. This was very spontaneous of me, but it was a funny accident that I found this world today. I've been looking for it. I went to the wrong world last time. I was like, where's the bricks? So, yeah. It's cool to meet you both. Thank you.
Hmm.
Say goodbye to our stream.
No
Bye,
problem.
stream.